Hello and welcome. This is Helen Plan from Helen Creates Beauty, where art and spirituality thrive. Today, I'm going to show you how to create and activate a crystal grid. Since I become a certified crystal healer and offer crystal healing services, a lot of people have asked me, what is a crystal grid? Why do you use on your paintings? How does it work? So briefly speaking, crystal grids are intentionally selected a group of crystals which their energies are aligned or the synergy can be amplified so to manifest a certain intention. So the intention, the more specific the intention is, the easier for the crystals to focus the energy and manifest your intention. So and how does it work? It's like I had several videos that talk about, and also my blog on my website to talk about how does crystal healing and distance healing work. And how does crystal grid work is basically Mother Earth is actually a giant crystal grid itself. Yes, that's right. Because the energy vortex on Mother Earth, so typically there are sacred sites around the globe where you feel a lot of energy vortex. Those are the area of the center of a certain crystal grid. And then how the crystal grid, how Mother Earth's energy, from one side, one vortex to the other vortex communicate is through what we call nowadays the ley lines. So LEY lines. So ley lines are just energy transmitting from one point to another point. And those ley lines typically form a sacred geometric pattern. So when I mention like sacred geometric pattern, you can think like the head of a sunflower, and you can see how it's mathematically organized by golden section. So that those are the type of patterns that occur in nature, and also occur in our mother's womb when we were babies, from one tiny cell split into 8, and that's actually the flower of life pattern that we use all the time. Now this particular flower of life pattern has an evil eye in the middle for protection, so this will make a perfect grid base for anyone who seeks protection as an intention. So in Helen Creates Beauty, we offer like a completely personalized custom crystal grid kit, so you can build your own crystal grid at home. So what's included in the kit is typically a base, like a crystal grid base with wood, like a solid wood base, and then a group of crystals that are that are selected for your intention. So we only buy crystals from trusted sources that are making sure that the crystals are sustainably mined, and also the workers, the miners, are paid for. So it's not like it's our commitment to make sure that we're responsible for the earth and other people. So we don't buy any crystals because they're just cheap. So so once you have like your intentions written down, and then our group of crystals that are selected to support that certain intention, then we lay them we lay them on a sacred geometric board. That's how the universe and how Mother Earth communicate energetically using a sacred geometric pattern. So once this grid is activated, so it's able to basically talk in Mother Earth's language, that hey, so and so's intention is to, you know, manifest happiness, manifest health, manifest abundance, or have a loving relationship, or for example, like today the crystal grid we're going to build is about forgiveness. So I want to be able to manifest forgiveness and letting go. So if you want, you can even use a piece of paper, like a small piece of paper, or a a sticky note, and write down that certain intention. Put it in the center, put it under the center stone, of the crystal grid, and that would be perfect. And once these crystals are laid on this geometric pattern, Mother Earth will be able to know, oh, so and so has this intention, and this is the energy we want to spin it into matter. When we say manifestation, it's basically from a thought, a conscious intention, a thought, into a real thing, into like a physical form. So like, oh, I actually really forgive that person. I'm really able to let go of that feeling. So without delay, so today I'm going to show you, this is one example of the crystal grid kit that we provide for our clients. And I call this the forgiveness kit. And normally when you receive any crystal new, but the crystals you receive from us is already fully cleansed and fully charged. What I mean by cleanse is that you can, when you just get new crystals, you can sage smoke it to clean out all the negative energy, if it has any. But I personally don't think crystal is able to pick on any negative energy. And also you can use a Tibetan singing bowl to have a sound bath for our crystals. That's the way to cleanse it. Some crystals are okay to cleanse with water, some are not. So that's why I don't generally recommend you go, cleanse it using water. But you can also cleanse it under moon night. So just lay them out in the patio for one full moon night or a new moon night, depends on the intention. You can also cleanse it that way. And charging, it's a great charging tool. It's like a celestite plate. It's literally just a plate of celestite, and you can place your crystals on top of it overnight, and then it will be fully charged. So coming inside with the crystal grid kit, you also have a celestite wand to activate your crystal grid once it's made. So if you're also into sound healing, you know what a crystal toner is. So this thing, because I already mentioned that everything vibrates. Everything, if you vibrate, you will have a frequency. So certain crystals vibrate in certain frequency, and this specific crystal toner actually had a sound that the crystal likes to hear, to tone them. So you literally gently, you might not be able to hear it, but the crystal is able to. But when we're really quiet, you can actually hear the toner has the effect. So that's how you can also clean your crystals. But I think sage smoke, it's a very common tool people use. But when you receive our crystals, they are already fully cleansed and charged. So how you, I mentioned that how you create a crystal grid is starting by an intention. It will be ideal if you can write down your intention. For example, this crystal grid is for forgiveness. You can write down that, I want to forgive someone and let go of any thought of, anger, resentment, or just let the energy go. And then you can put it in the center of a crystal grid, like literally on the center. Now this grid base, I pick this because this is a 12 petal lotus 12 petal lotus, it's a symbol of our heart chakra. So our heart chakra is in the center of our chest, and it governs, forgiveness, love, and compassion, and it's related to the color of green, pink, and also it's definitely related to the energy of forgiveness and letting go. And that's why I chose this crystal grid base for this intention. So after you write down your intention, put it in a piece of paper. I don't have a sticky note here, so I'll just skip this step. And then you fold it up into a little piece of paper, put it in there, and then we'll place the center stone. This center stone I pick is mica or mica, M-I-C-A. I don't know whether it's mica or mica, but you put it in the middle of the grid. It's an excellent stone for letting go, forgiving. And then for the 12, and then for like the inner circle of the mica crystal, I pick a blue chalcedony. It's a very calming and soothing stone to soothe any emotional pain. So it's my intention to select them. It's because they are excellent emotional soothers. And I put it on the inner circle. So 6 of them, put it in the inner circle of the crystal grid. And then for the outer petals, what I chose is green banded agate. It's also a very soothing, loving stone for the heart chakra. So I place a set of 6 of them for the outside circle of the lotus petal, so 6 of them. And another 6, I pick, rose quartz. Is the stone of unconditional love. So on the, it's another set of 6 stones. I place it on the outer edge of the petal. Here you go. Now you have a crystal grid. Now, if you know how you're going to place them already, you can place them on order, in a circular motion, either clockwise or counterclockwise. But it's okay if you don't, you're new, you're experimenting, working with your intuition, and place it, just by your intuition. And the main thing is that, like, after you activate the grid with your celestine wand, you don't want to move them. So once it's moved, the energy net, almost like the ley line and the vortex, is kind of moved or broken. So you want to reactivate it again. So without activating, you can just play around, and then if you realize that I don't want to, like, my intuition tells me I want the the rose quartz to be closer to the the mica stone, and the blue chalcedony to be out in the outer circle. That's another way of making this crystal grid. So I think this is actually even better, because normally the center stone is the stone that amplifies the energy we want. So we need to choose something that's going to help with forgiveness, and definitely the unconditional love with rose quartz will amplify this. And then the outer circle, and normally we call it like the center stone, the way stone, like finding the way through love, I want forgiveness through love. And then the outer circle is the manifestation stone, that what I want to achieve is like completely calmness, soothing, compassionate heart. So that's like exactly what blue chalcedony and green banded agate does for you. So remember, the center stone, the way stone, and then the outer is the manifestation stone, what you want to achieve. And then now we can activate the crystal grid using our Celestite wand. So how you activate a certain grid is you go from the center, and I want to and I tend to do it in clockwise. So the only time I activate a crystal grid in a counterclockwise form is when I want to send this crystal grid's energy to someone else. So to manifest someone else's intention, not my personal intention. So when I'm creating custom grid for my clients, I tend to do that. I activate them in a counterclockwise pattern. But if you're doing it for your own, you want to manifest your own intention, then you can do it on a clockwise pattern. So from the center stone, I do the waist stone, and then to the end, like till the manifestation stone, and then I go one stone next to it clockwise, going back to the center, and then going outward again from the waist stone to manifestation stone, and then manifestation stone, the next one, going back to the center stone, and so forth. Until you hit the beginning where your center stone going out to the manifestation stone, then that's when your crystal grid is activated. So ideally, when you activate the crystal grid, try to repeat the intention when you build this crystal grid. After you you activate it, place it in a place that you can see it, like visually see it, ideally every day, but like kind of out of the way, so that the crystals on top of it won't get moved around. But it's okay if it gets moved around. You just need to reactivate the grid again. Okay, so this is today's tips for creating and activating your crystal grid. And I would recommend that every month, like every 30 days, you revisit the necessity of this certain grid if your intention already manifests. So if it's already manifest, it's no longer needed, you can deactivate the grid by removing the stone, to different purpose. Or if you want to continue, if you want to continue to manifest this certain intention, I recommend you to reactivate it every 30 days. And typically, within 3 to 6 months, you want to reevaluate whether such a grid is still serving your purpose. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram, or write me an email, or subscribe to my email newsletter, The Joyous Club, to receive any tips. I hope you have a wonderful day.